done this format before, but we're going to do a full episode of this or that's today.
Yeah.
So a good mix. A lot of them are like digital marketing or like SEO, because I know that's your favourite to talk about.
Well,
Slightly biased. And then there's some totally random ones, as always, that are more like
okay,
life
I'm
ones.
ready. Have a little lot of coffee.
Okay, first one. Manual bidding or automated bidding?
That's a tricky one.
Yeah.
I think there's a place for both.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm always on the fence out with stuff like that.
But I think it's a bit discussion, isn't it? Why?
They both have their advantages. I would never suggest automated bidding unattended. Like, it's not just a go,
Set it off.
forget
and
about
leave
it.
Yeah.
You still need the experience. You still need the people behind it. And I think with manual, experience is vital there. So scale is another thing that comes into my mind when I'm thinking about that. If you're looking to scale and you want ultimate control, manual.
Yep. Staycation or holiday abroad?
I mean, I'm in for both.
Yeah, that's what I felt saying.
I like
love
both.
I love a holiday in this country.
Yeah, it's like I went to Northumberland July. Yes, start July. It was amazing.
That coast is amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable. And obviously, I'm a dog guy.
That's the thing, if you can take your dog and you can just get in a car, stick all your stuff, you don't have to worry about like what you have to pack, what's above the weight limit, you just throw it all in a car and you're done.
I'm in for it all though. Like,
Yeah.
I think travel in general is just enriching.
I think it's nice in a year to have a mix of both.
Yeah, I will say that since COVID, I've sort of set my sights on a lot of places in the UK that I really want to visit.
Yep.
Which I probably maybe wouldn't have taken that approach quite so aggressively. Like, I've literally listed out, like, I'm going to Isle of Skye next summer.
Nice.
Because I've been saying it for God knows how long. I want to do more of Scotland. So...
Do the NT 500.
Do the what?
NT 500.
Okay.
It's that road that goes like all the way around.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's really good.
Yeah, see, these are the things, it's like, we've got such an amazing country.
Yeah, we do. I think I tend to try and do like one of each every year.
I think that'll be my approach. Obviously, it's a bit easier as well with kids.
Yeah, and dogs.
And dogs. And dogs, yeah.
Okay. Landing page optimization for higher conversions or ad copy optimization for better click-through rates? I know you're going to say both, but if you had to pick one.
How's my organic performance?
Average.
What about my organic social?
Average.
But still getting traffic?
Yeah.
Am I over reliant on paid?
Are you over reliant on paid? No.
So let me take it back then. So my instinct would be landing page optimization, because I think if you can influence conversion rates in a positive way, it has huge upside to the bottom line. One thing I am seeing a lot at the moment, which ties in with platform costs going up across Google, Facebook and all that, is an over-reliance on paid. Now, we do paid as a service. I'm not throwing paid under the bus here by any stretch, because it's still super effective. But there are a lot of brands that have got themselves in a position where they've got a huge over-reliance on paid.
Yeah, so you just think you put the ad out and then somebody clicks through, it doesn't really matter what happens next.
Well, that, and because it's predictable, or it's largely predictable in terms of, like, you can structure a strategy and do the research ahead of time, and then you can put it live, and you know to a certain degree that you're going to get relatively close to what you forecasted.
Yep.
So it's still popular because it's a little bit more black and white. That then leads to brands going hard, seeing success, scaling it, getting to a point where they become reliant on it and they can't scale it back, and then they underinvest in SEO,
Yep.
they underinvest in content, they underinvest in social. Then they're trapped because paid is the primary acquisition channel.
Yeah.
And then when platform costs go up and things like that, they're stuck. So if you can do a more even approach across channels, and you think about SEO as a channel, or let's call it organic as a channel, social, search, across whatever, that brand exercise protects you from being hooked into just using paid as an acquisition channel. So I would say conversion rate, so landing page optimization.
Landing page. Because also that works better for you it's going to take your cost per click down for you personally, because more people are actually clicking through and then go through. Okay. All right. Adidas or Nike? Apparently there is 2 categories and you're one or the other, and you're a certain type of person if you're one and a certain type of person the other. Not my theory, Hannah's theory.
Mate, I mean, there's a bigger discussion there that I would just like to have on understanding what Hannah's perception is of...
She told me that, and I don't want to ask you what you're going to say, she told me that people who wear Adidas drive an Audi, people who wear Nike drive a Mercedes.
Again, I need to really understand those 2 distinctions as well. I drive an Audi.
Yeah, I know, that's why I was trying not to skew you.
I'm going to have to talk to her about that.
We need to know more.
Yeah. I get where she's coming from. I think preference-wise, probably it depends, because when I used to play football, I used to buy Adidas boots, but I prefer Nike trainers.
Yeah, I think I'd go Nike. I don't really think I own anything Adidas.
What, I'm just
Maybe
trying
like
to
the
think
odd
of-
like bit of running gear, but not stuff that I'd wear. Not like day-to-day wear stuff. I'd always go Nike, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, trainers.
Yeah, I think Nike.
Okay.
I think Nike.
We'll find out more from Hannah.
Yeah, that needs digging into.
Find out if this is a
both
universal
the Mercedes
thing.
Audi thing and the Nike Adidas thing needs a
Yeah.
bit more context.
I think we've just taken some...
Both great brands. Both doing different things.
Yeah. I think that's very much me. Is that I think they are targeted differently. Like marketed differently, sorry. It's interesting. And I think Nike, in definitely recent years, has become a bit more of like a fashion brand as opposed to just sportswear. I mean, so is Adidas, but in slightly different ways.
Yeah, I think they've got different strategies, haven't they? I think Adidas at the moment are going hard on sustainability and that kind of thing, whereas I think Nike are more... Nike have had a resurgence, though, with all the Jordans and the sneakerheads in the last couple of years, and like they're starting to drop new versions of Jordans again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Culturally, I think they both have the place.
Of course you're going to say that.
But I do prefer... I would say I'd largely prefer a Nike trainer.
Yeah, I think I'm a Nike, I think. Okay. E-book or a physical book?
Tricky, because I have a Kindle for convenience, but I do like a book. I like to hold a book, and I like to... If it's a book that I love, I like to own a copy of it.
I do, but I'm very much a Kindle person. Do you know what I love about Kindle?
You can get 10,000 books on one Kindle.
I can get 10,000 on one Kindle, yeah. I also go through books really quick, so there's just new one. I can just get it like straight away. But also, I've got it on my phone, the app, so you can read it on your actual Kindle, and then if you don't have your Kindle on you, I can pick it on my phone. I can do that. I've also found out something amazing recently, which I feel like everybody needs to know. So you know the Alexa app? You can get Alexa to read your Kindle to you, like
Right.
read your book, so like an audio book, and it's really good. It's actually better than some audiobooks I've had before.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. There's like odd bits where it's a bit squiffy and you're like, she says like some words strangely, but it's so good. So I can like read my book and then also like go out for a run and have my book in my earphones and like just carry on. I literally get through like a book every like 2 days at the moment.
Wow.
But yeah, people need to know about this. It's very useful.
I did not know about that.
Yeah, and where she reads up to, then it just marks that place in your Kindle. So when you pick up your Kindle, it's just wherever she stopped reading, and like vice versa. It's honestly an absolute game changer.
That's skills.
Yeah, and it's good. It's well done.
Oh yeah, I might need to give that a go.
That's one my tip of the day.
Yeah, good tip.
Okay, Adobe or Canva?
Adobe.
I think Canva's got a place. I think Canva's brilliant.
Canva's good. There's no denying that it's good.
I mean, yes, I would always pick Adobe, and I do use Adobe for a lot of stuff. But day-to-day stuff, I actually use Canva for like smaller tasks, just because it's so much quicker.
Yeah, I get that, and it does fill that gap. And I have read a little bit about the founder, and she's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I've been on a couple of webinars, really interesting. But I think it's just actually made design accessible.
I think it's almost commoditized design across social.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to get into the details, so
yeah,
I think
I agree.
There's a difference. There's a different user though, like someone that's going to use Adobe.
But then once upon a time, there was Adobe, or kind of like, there was a few alternatives, but they were a bit
Paint.
crap. Yeah, pretty much. So you were either paying, and Adobe's expensive.
Yes, it is.
So you were either having to fork out all that money, or just use some absolutely shite alternative. And the fact it's free is an absolute game changer for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ahead of its time in that respect. I think AI is going to make everything in that arena a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I'd be worried I wouldn't be worried. I'm sure Adobe have got it on the radar, but I'd be thinking about cost if I were Adobe right now.
I haven't really got that. I can't really see a viable competitor to Adobe though. I wouldn't say Canva is. Well, I'm sure they are a competitor to Adobe, but like you said, it's a different user.
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but there will be a program that comes out that's driven by AI that just does it for you, and it'll be
You can do that in Adobe.
100 times cheaper. Yeah.
I mean, not that it's still in beta. It's not amazing yet.
Yeah.
But there are some really cool features coming out.
Yeah.
Blogs or videos?
Both.
You have to pick one.
I think video first, perhaps. But that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because video first, get the blog out the video, chop the video up, get many blogs. But then podcasting is always an interesting one as well, because I feel like podcast is an opportunity for bigger, deeper conversations and context. So I guess it depends on your goal, but video first, blog second, but both.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. All right. You're going to say both for this.
Am I?
But if you had to pick one. Okay. On-page SEO optimization or off-page backlink building?
I can't possibly answer that. I think you would see potentially more success from a well-executed link building campaign than you would from technicals. But you need both, man. You can't. You need both. There's no point having a well-executed PR campaign if your site's a bag of crap.
Summer or winter?
Tough. Don't like the heat. Don't mind the cold. So I would probably lean towards winter. I do like a crisp day for a walk.
I like crisp winter, where it's one of those shite winters where it just rains constantly.
Yeah,
But I do like winter, but I do
like sun as well.
The darkness gets me a bit.
I always say there's a difference though between sun in the UK and sun everywhere else.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And also, we're just not equipped to deal with heat in this country.
100%. 100%.
Like, everywhere is hot.
Yeah.
Like, when you're on holiday, you can go places and it's cool because they're actually built, the infrastructure's built for that temperature, whereas we are just
But
not.
I always feel like the heat in this country is, I feel like you're getting the heat through a magnifying glass directly onto your body, whereas I feel like if you go abroad, it's just like an ambient, nice heat.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, actually.
It's like the UK is angry that it's warm, so it's
Take it out on us.
It's getting you.
Where's the rain?
Yeah.
Okay, minimalist or maximalist design?
Probably minimalist.
I thought you might say that. So I think I'm weird with this one. Like, in terms of design, like digital design, I love minimalist design.
I think we're in a world where that stands out now.
Yeah, but then on stuff like interiors and stuff like that, I'm very much maximalist. As you can tell by The Office.
I don't see a problem with having both.
No, I think
But I think by preference, obviously, I think I would probably naturally be drawn to minimalist.
Okay, influencer marketing or direct product promotion?
What do you mean by direct product promotion?
So, like, you either put the money into, like, influencers or you'd put it into, like, alternative strategies. So maybe, like, paid or...
What's the product?
I'm not going to answer to that.
I think they both have the place. Influencers and creators are going to become more important. They're already effective. I think if the brand lends itself to that as a strategy, then that can be really effective.
I can't see as many brands now that wouldn't lend itself to that because there's so many content creators and so many influencers in different niches.
Yeah, B2B is a tricky one, isn't it, for that kind of stuff?
Yeah, but then you've got thought leaders within businesses who are admired by other businesses, so I can still say...
Yeah, you can bend it.
I think you're going to see more of that as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to happen, and Google are moving to the new way of pulling all the SG results, so I think that will come into play.
App or website?
This is a funny one because I understand why you would want an app, but I feel like with the web, how it is, you can package a website to operate like an app and still carry the advantages of just maintaining one thing.
So I'm going to ask this slightly differently. If you had, say, I don't know, there was a situation where you went to a website and it was something maybe, I suppose it depends how often you use it, but if it's something you use fairly regularly and there was an app version, would you download the app or would you continue to use the website?
It's tough because it's set up on mobile to the app ecosystem is sort of baked into the UI. So you're almost forced, if there's an option to have an app, to use an app.
Yeah.
However, I do feel like certainly in the next couple of years as well, it'll be indistinguishable. It's just how the Android do a better job of having a website operate like an app.
Yeah.
Apple are very appy.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just, I nearly said it then. It's going to come down to it's going to come down to the business as well. Like, if you've got a site and an app for each platform, you've got to think that substantially increases what you've got to maintain.
Yeah.
So there's a cost element to it from a business perspective.
The thing is, if you've got an app, you always still have to have a website, even if it's just a website sending people to the app.
True.
Whereas if you've got a website, you don't always need an app.
And I think there's companies like an Uber where it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because the functionality and the capability in-app needs to live in its own place.
I think I was thinking about this because I was booking my yoga class, and I don't like the website online. I find it really... It's not hard to use. It's a very nice website. But I find it much easier to just go and book it in the app and look at my profile in the app and da-da-da-da.
I think that's, by nature, apps and app developers are a lot more user-focused, and the output is a lot more simplistic.
I think definitely for stuff like bookings as well, it tends to function a lot better in things like apps, because also all your details are there.
Yeah, it's tricky. Good conversation. I think you can do both, but I do think the technology is at a point where you can package a website into an app, if that's the purpose.
Yeah. Okay, there's quite a few SEO ones in this week. Voice search optimization or visual search optimization. If you had to pick one or the other.
Long pause.
I don't know, just got that one.
Voice search is, I mean, optimizing for voice, in my mind, is just optimizing for how people are searching, because it's all geared towards conversational search, longer tail keywords. The way people search has changed from someone that wants a new set of bedding just searching for bedding. In terms of the way that they search, the channels that they use to search, the amount of touch points in that journey.
Yep.
So when you say optimizing for voice search, are you talking about just audio content, or are you talking about voice search in terms of how people are communicating what they want?
How people are communicating, yeah. So like how they might ask their smart speaker or whatever it is. And you do definitely... There's a big difference between how people ask their speaker and what they might type into.
But I think that's transposing it into how people search on a device, like on your mobile, or because we're so used to the accessibility of voice, it's bleeding into how people's behaviours are when they go into a search engine, or when they're looking at the search on TikTok, and I think the content that's being created further enables that as well.
Do you use voice search?
No.
No, me neither.
That's why I'm asking that, because it's relevant, because people do search differently to how they did before the explosion in like smart speakers and things like that. But I think that just comes down to search evolving.
What about visual search then?
That's an interesting one, because I think that it's an untapped area when it comes to search and SEO. I feel like visual content across Pinterest, for example, is underrated.
Yep. Yeah, I think Pinterest is massively underrated.
And I think viewing SEO as just a Google channel is probably the wrong approach.
I think that things that I would search on Pinterest are the same things that I would then image search, like back image search. Because there are things where I've seen it and it's often like a product for the house or something, and then I want to go find it and I'll just stick that picture in. I think that's the only situation really I can think that I've used it.
Yeah, I would probably argue that voice, in terms of optimization, would be something that is just naturally how things need to be optimized in terms of the context. Visual, I think, is probably a underrated and downplayed area of SEO.
Yeah. French fries or thick chips?
Oh man,
I know.
tricky. What kind of?
Get you.
It depends what they're with.
God, Hannah said that as well. I tested all of these out on Hannah.
Yeah, it depends what they're with. Like, they each have their place. Like, if you're having, like, for example, if it's freezing and you go somewhere and you have a pie, you want thick chips.
Right, it's out in a pub, but you just want a snack that's just chips. Nothing else with it. Are you going to go skinny or fat?
I'd probably go for fat if it was just.
Gotta go skinny.
I don't know. It's too hard. Fries are great, aren't they?
This is where I've had to end it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It depends. First of all, it depends what they're with. Secondly,
yeah, because if you're having like a pie and gravy, you want a thick chip.
yeah, but equally, if you're like carb heavy, you don't want
Big fat
big
ones.
chips.
Yeah.
But they do have. I don't know. Yeah. I like them both.
A mix. What a curly chip.
I do like a curly. Again, context.
Love
It's
a
got to
curly
be with
fry.
something relevant. But I do like a curly fry.
Yeah, I do.
Sweet potato fry.
Yeah, I like sweet potato
Love a
fry.
sweet potato fry.
Oh god, the fry possibilities.
I know.
Okay, this is the last one.
Okay.
It's an important one.
Okay.
Blue or green?
I immediately went to blue, but I don't know whether that's actually true or not because I like green as well. Look, I'm wearing green right now. And I'm wearing blue. Both.
No!
I don't know. They're different.
I'm going to take blue because you said that was what first came to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I like both. I like green. I like blue. They're both nice colours.
And that is a great place to end.